That doesn't matter to me. But to sit here and say you can whoop some edges and you out here popping pills and doing everything you're doing, you're not gonna whoop nobody ass. You need to go to rehab and get that shit out your system.
Clarissa Shields is finally opening up about the intense showdown with Sake. And trust me, you won't believe what sparked the tension between these two. To put it bluntly, Shields isn't holding back in her response. And while the reasons behind the conflict may seem trivial to some, she's making it clear that there's no room for playing around. You can talk all you want about whooping someone's behind, but when you're out here popping pills and messing with your health, you're not in any position to talk tough, Shields declared. You need rehab, not a fight. She's not pulling any punches. Now, if you haven't heard, here's the deal. Clarissa Shields is not someone you want to mess with. She's a multiple world champion, an Olympic gold medalist, and a fighter with serious skills. This isn't a woman who spends her time in petty feuds or pretending to play games. She's a professional. So, you can imagine her reaction when rumors started flying that Sake, reality TV star and sister to rapper C-Rock, might actually be stepping into the ring with her. That idea, which some saw as pure chaos, caught Shields' attention, and not in a good way. Her response to the speculation? Well, let's just say, it wasn't exactly what fans of the reality TV drama might have expected. She wasn't just puzzled or amused, she was concerned. Fans who typically root for the villains may have expected some kind of playful back and forth, but instead, they got a serious dose of reality. Shields is not here for drama. She's here for the fight. And in her eyes, anyone trying to enter the ring without the proper mindset or the proper health is asking for trouble. To Clarissa Shields, the whole situation was almost laughable. She trains relentlessly, as though every session could be a matter of life or death, completely avoiding alcohol and tobacco. So when fans start chirping that someone like Sake or Ivory could take her down, she can't help but laugh. Y'all must be out of your minds, she says. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I'm a killer in that ring, a trained killer, literally. It's a stark contrast. While some might be getting caught up in reality TV drama or partying in clubs, Shields is up at dawn, running 6 miles before the world even wakes up. She's not here for quick, flashy moments. There are no 30-second fights in her world. This is about grit, discipline, and a level of dedication that goes beyond the glitz and glam of social media or late-night entertainment. Shields is putting in the work while others are living for the drama. She doesn't need to argue with anyone. Her training speaks for itself. The comparison is clear. Clarissa Shields is in the gym, running at dawn, pouring blood, sweat, and tears into her craft, while others are out there tossing shoes in bars, chasing shots, and living for the moment. Shields is building a legacy through discipline and hard work, not relying on fleeting thrills. But then Techie threw her own jab. After hearing Clarissa laugh it off, she fired back, claiming on the Jason Lee show that if she had the same training, she'd take down Clarissa without breaking a sweat. I'll fight you, she said, but I'm gonna train just like you do, no smoking, no drinking, and I'll beat the hell out of you, Clarissa. What you're feeling all hyped up on is alcohol, but if I train every day like you do, trust me, I'm the real champ. Techie made it clear. No matter what Clarissa brings to the table, she believes she can match the intensity with the right focus and discipline, and she's convinced that without the distractions of substances, she could take on Shields. It's a bold challenge, but it's also a reminder that you can't just walk into the ring without the work to back it up. As if this showdown was destined for a celebrity deathmatch, Techie put a hefty price tag on the potential bout. She wasn't just calling for a fight, she was attaching $1 million value to it. Clarissa, however, wasn't strolling into this one. She responded with a fierce rebuttal, explaining that flailing around for 30 seconds while being held back by security isn't the same as engaging in a street fight. She emphasized that it's one thing to throw punches in the heat of the moment, and quite another to face someone who has trained tirelessly to end fights with precision. And as if that wasn't enough of a burn, Clarissa added a little jab of her own, suggesting Techie might want to visit a rehabilitation facility before even thinking about stepping into the ring. Ouch. Clarissa didn't hold back, calling out the hypocrisy. You can't talk about beating someone when you're popping pills and doing whatever you're doing. You're not about to whoop anybody's ass like that. The gloves were off, and the verbal sparring was just as intense as any physical altercation could be. Clarissa didn't hold back. She straight up told Techie to go to rehab and clear out whatever mess was in her system. "You need help," she declared, standing tall as she emphasized the seriousness of the message. She made it clear that reality TV fights weren't her thing, labeling them as nothing more than a game of slapboxing for the cameras. According to Clarissa, if she and Techie had just 2 minutes alone in the ring, it would be over in an instant, and she didn't whisper this. She said it with raw conviction, as though she was speaking from the very core of her being. But just when you thought the drama couldn't get any hotter, Clarissa swung below the belt with a heavy accusation about Techie's past. The charges she raised were far too serious to be just part of the usual trash talk, and it became clear that Clarissa wasn't just throwing jabs with her fists, she was tossing around some weighty words. Whatever happens next, one thing is undeniable. Clarissa knows how to keep the spotlight on her, and she's making sure the stakes are higher than ever. Papoose made his stance clear. He's all about loyalty and positive energy, keeping drama and complications at arm's length. As for where things stand now, it's clear that not everyone is vibing with this ongoing drama. One commenter suggested that Clarissa should stop engaging with people who aren't on her level, and honestly, it seems like she's starting to take that advice. Clarissa herself has announced she's done with the back and forth unless Techie is genuinely ready to step into the ring. On Instagram, she shared a message to her fans, expressing gratitude and reflecting on her growth. She acknowledged that stepping up to new heights brings new challenges and negativity. Clarissa mentioned how she's been avoiding the drama and focusing on her journey, but the harassment from blogs, businesses, and podcasts has been relentless. Despite the noise, she's staying focused on her elevation and keeping her circle free of negativity. Clarissa Shields is not holding back as she speaks out about the intense altercation with Techie, and trust me, it's one for the books. The root of their tension? It might surprise you, but what truly stands out is how fiercely Clarissa defends herself. She's not just a world champion and Olympic gold medalist. She's a fighter in every sense of the word, and she made it clear that this isn't just about words, it's about real strength. Clarissa had no hesitation in calling out Techie's behavior, questioning how anyone could claim they could whoop someone's behind while popping pills and living a reckless lifestyle. Her response? Straight to the point. You need to go to rehab and get that expletive out your system. She emphasized that talking big while under the influence doesn't make for a fighter. True strength comes from discipline and commitment. The energy around this feud is undeniable. It's heating up, and the question on everyone's mind is whether Techie will step into the ring for that big payday, or if this drama will just stay on the internet, playing out like another episode on the Zeus network. The buzz is real, with every update adding more fuel to the fire. What do you think? Is this all going to culminate in an actual fight, or are we just going to see this rivalry go viral for all the wrong reasons? Clarissa Shields isn't holding back as she steps into the latest drama, and if you thought you could take a swing at her, think again. This is a woman who has worked tirelessly to hone her skills, not just as a world champion and Olympic gold medalist, but as a fighter who eats, breathes, and lives her craft. So, when internet rumors started buzzing about Techie, Person Rock's sister and the self-proclaimed queen of reality TV chaos, possibly challenging Clarissa in the ring, Clarissa wasn't having it. Clarissa made it abundantly clear that this is no game to her. It's not a hobby or a fleeting interest. This is her life, her career, and her passion. When fans talk trash, suggesting that Techie or anyone else could possibly beat her, it only highlights their misunderstanding of the dedication and discipline required at her level. Such comments reflect a shallow perception of what it truly takes to be at the top. Clarissa isn't just a fighter, she's an athlete who has earned every bit of success through sweat, determination, and relentless work, unlike some who might let the distractions of fame, parties, and public attention dictate their behavior. Clarissa lives with a clear purpose. She doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, and she's not interested in the flashy lifestyle often associated with reality TV stars or celebrities. Instead, her days begin long before most are even awake. While others might be sleeping in or indulging in their vices, Clarissa is already up at the crack of dawn, lacing up her running shoes and hitting the pavement for miles. She knows that every step, every mile run, is another small victory on her path to excellence. This level of commitment is what sets Clarissa apart from her so-called challengers. It's easy to throw around bravado and talk about taking down a champion, but without the same level of dedication, it's all empty words. Many of her critics and would-be competitors seem to think that casual moments of fun, like tossing shoes in bars or partying into the night, are somehow equal to the grueling hours of physical and mental training she endures. To them, the spotlight might be enough to carry them forward. But Clarissa knows that real champions are made in the quiet moments of discipline and focus, not in the noisy distractions of fame. The contrast between Clarissa and her challengers couldn't be starker. Where they might be wasting time in bars or indulging in the typical distractions that come with fame, Clarissa is putting in the work that's required to stay at the top. She understands that every decision she makes, every sacrifice she makes, is a part of the bigger picture. It's the difference between a one-hit wonder and a true champion. Her commitment to her craft goes beyond just physical conditioning. It's about having the right mindset, the focus to block out distractions, and the discipline to keep pushing forward, no matter how much easier it would be to give in to the temptations of the world around her. Clarissa's attitude speaks volumes about her character. It's not just about being a good fighter. It's about embodying the essence of what it means to be a true professional. The trash talk, the challenge from others, is irrelevant to her. She's focused on her journey, and she knows that hard work and dedication are the only things that matter in the end. While others may underestimate her, they do so at their peril, because Clarissa is a force built on discipline, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to her craft. She's not here for the fame or the flash. She's here to prove that true greatness is earned, not given. When Techie responded with claims that, if she trained like Clarissa, she'd wipe the floor with her, Clarissa wasn't impressed. She hit back hard, emphasizing that actual training is what separates a fighter from someone who's just trying to look tough. Without training, no amount of natural talent will get you through the ring. Clarissa even went as far as suggesting that Techie might want to check into rehab before even considering stepping into the ring, a bold jab at her rival's lifestyle, choices. Clarissa's response wasn't merely a rebuttal. It was a bold, unapologetic declaration of her expertise and commitment. She didn't mince words when she said that street fighting, with its lack of formal training and structure, is no match for the rigorous preparation of a seasoned athlete. For Clarissa, this wasn't about arrogance. It was about recognizing the stark differences between raw, unrefined fighting and the calculated discipline that comes with years of training. Her point was simple. Street fighting might look tough in the moment, but it lacks the precision, endurance, and strategy of a trained fighter. Clarissa has spent countless hours refining her skills, perfecting her technique, and pushing her body to the limits. Her training is meticulous, intentional, and thorough. Every punch, every move, every strategy has been crafted through countless repetitions, expert guidance, and sheer determination. She understands the body, the mind, and the art of combat in a way that someone relying solely on street fighting never could. For her, it's about far more than just being tough. It's about mastering the craft, sharpening her abilities, and constantly striving to improve. When Clarissa says that a fight with an untrained opponent would be over in seconds, she's not boasting. She's simply stating the undeniable truth. Her confidence is rooted in her experience, and her readiness to back up her words is evident. There's no room for doubt in her mind. She's put in the work, and she's prepared to face whatever challenge comes her way. Her message was clear. When it comes to true combat, preparation makes all the difference, and she's more than ready to prove that. Meanwhile, Papoose, Techie's side, is all about loyalty and staying out of drama. He's been clear about who he stands with. No nonsense, just positive vibes. On the other hand, Clarissa says she's done with back-and-forth online drama unless Techie is serious about stepping into the ring for real. She posted an Instagram story to her fans, explaining that she's been elevating herself, staying away from negativity, and focusing on positive energy. Now, the real question is, will Techie actually follow through and enter the ring for that $1 million payday? Or is this just another internet feud, playing out like a reunion show on the Zeus network? What are your thoughts? Will this one stay online, or are we headed for an actual showdown in the ring? Clarissa's energy is undeniable, and if the ratings and drama are anything to go by, this isn't over yet.